What's that?
The Rock of Cashel.
The Rock of Cashel. But we are in the normal street.
So we're headed for Rock of Cashel, and we come about this ruin, and we're like, what is this? This was a friary known as St. Dominic's Dominican Priory, or St. Dominic's Abbey, which is another word for friary, which is where friars lived, which is like male nuns. So this was founded in 1243. Bishop McKelly came up from Cork. And then, the big bad neighbors come. There's something called the dissolution of the monasteries, when the crown and all that mess come through, and the priory has to surrender in the year 1540.
High above the sweeping plains of Tipperary stands a monument not carved by nature, the Rock of Cashel, once the beating heart of a kingdom. A limestone outcrop crowned with the bones of stone cathedrals, weathered chapels, and the graceful tower that has withstood 1,000 winters. Here lies Cormac's Chapel, its Romanesque arches still whispering of distant craftsmen and forgotten frescoes, fading like breath on cold glass. The round tower, nearly intact, watches as it always has, patient, ancient, unmoved. Among the gravestones, time gathers like moss, wind slips through broken cloisters, and crows nest where choirs once sang. What you see here is not simply ruin, but the remains of faith, power, and myth.
I am the Rock of Cashel, and oh, the things I've seen. But I wasn't always here. Long ago, I lived far to the north, in the heart of Devil's Bit Mountain. I was tucked in tight, quiet and still, until he came, Saint Patrick. He walked through the valleys like a storm of light, chasing out shadows, blessing the land with kindness and courage. When he reached Devil's Bit, something dark rose up against him. The devil himself, furious that Patrick was waking up the hearts of the people. The devil, they say, let out a terrible roar, sunk his jaws into the mountain, and tore a great chunk from its side, me, and with a howl of rage, he spit me far across the valley, hoping to curse the land. But instead, I landed here, and from the moment I struck the earth, this place became holy ground. Not long after, King Angus of Munster stood upon me, proud and tall, waiting to meet the quiet man with the fire in his eyes, Patrick. And right here, not far from where you're sitting, Patrick lifted his staff and spoke the words that would change Ireland forever. He was so focused, so full of spirit, that he accidentally cut the king's foot during the baptism. But Angus didn't cry out, didn't flinch. He thought it was part of the ritual, and he accepted it, just as he accepted the faith that Patrick had brought. And in that moment, I felt it, the old world slipping away and a new one rising. Since then, I've carried cathedrals and kings. I've held the weight of prayers and the silence of ruins. But this is where it began. So when you leave, take that with you. Not just a photo, but a story.